Wes Craven, director of A Nightmare on Elm Street, comes a story of the forbidden world between life and death.
Don't let them bury me. I'm not dead.
The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Hey there guys, welcome back to another awesome video. And for today's movie review, my first movie review of the year, of my 4th annual Halloween month, is going to be of The Serpent and the Rainbow. So The Serpent and the Rainbow follows an anthropologist named Dr. Dennis Allen, who takes a trip to Haiti and discovers this powder, and that also with this powder bring people back from the dead, a la zombification and a few other voodoo magic tricks. So this movie is directed by the one and only late and great Wes Craven. Yes, this Wes Craven right here. And he's done a really wonderful job with this film. And I'm not just saying that because I'm not going to talk bad of the dead and that everything that he's done I need to praise because since he's been dead. No, this is actually a phenomenal movie. And plus, the dude's just great at horror. I mean, him and John Carpenter are the kings of horror. I'm always at war with myself on which I like more in terms of horror, just as a movie director, Craven or Carpenter. I'm always at battle with myself on that. This is just really a different type of movie for Wes Craven for me, because obviously we know him best as Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream and those big franchises, and you got this kind of like, not smaller scale, but this kind of smaller scale, smaller budget sort of movie, and it's sort of based on a novel, which this title actually does sound like a novel if I'm being honest, and I do like whether this was the intent of the novel, but I like that the movie's intent of this title is that the serpent and the rainbow is that the serpent represents death and the rainbow represents rebirth, reborn, heaven, all that heavenly stuff, while the snake represents the poison and the deadliness of the planet and of society and other philosophies and other philosophical things you can think of. So Bill Pullman is Dr. Dennis Allen. And he's phenomenal in this role. I mean, I know it's pretty much the very much likable scientist, teacher, archaeologist, whatever type, sort of, not stereotype, but that sort of trope character, and that's been done a little bit in the 80s and the 90s with things like, of course, Jurassic Park and other films like Indiana Jones, but I think Bill Pullman just pulls it off nicely. He adds his charisma, and plus it's just nice to see Bill Pullman in movies, especially like since he did so much in the 80s. And a big shout out to Zakes McCoy as Darnett Betrothed. This guy is incredible, and he's so calculated too. And what really terrifies me about this man is that this man could be a real life person. And there's just two fantastic moments that really make you feel that. You can really feel how terrifying this man is. This first moment right here, when he's talking to Dr. Dennis Allen about that, I can cause so much pain upstairs, but I can cause so much more pain in the mind. And this sheer scene alone right here.
I'm a U.S. citizen. Think about that.
I don't see the ambassador here. Do you?
I'm in medical research. There's a lot of money in it. There's plenty for you.
I don't want money.
Yeah. What do you want?
I want to hear you scream. Again. Not good enough.
Everyone does fine, everyone does great in the supporting roles, and even you have Michael Gough as a supporting character as well, and you're probably thinking to yourself, why am I mentioning this guy? Well, that's because this was Alfred from Batman 1989 with Michael Keaton. I just thought that was really cool and to mention and just shout out. I enjoyed this movie a lot with its eeriness, its suspense, a bit of that use of that voodoo magic and all of that. There's only like one tiny microscopic issue I might have had with this movie, and it's just early on in the movie, and maybe it gives this movie a bit of personality, but I noticed in the beginning of the movie, the ADR and the audio are very little choppy, and also the opening title sequence is very low budget. And this kind of left me to two different speculations, but they kind of don't add up. So my thing is that at first I thought to myself, maybe because of the low budget and a few choppy edits and here and that is because this was Wes Craven's first movie or maybe his second movie. But what's really interesting is that this movie came out in 1988. So this was during the era of when Craven was huge when it came to horror, because he was doing Nightmare on Elm Street, because Nightmare on Elm Street came out in 1984. I think by this point he was either wrapping up, or he had already done Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And afterwards, you have the Scream franchise, which follows in I think 91 or something, or 1990. All I know is that this movie is sandwiched in the middle of obviously the two big iconic franchises that Wes Craven is known for. But it doesn't add up to me that the budget's a little low, unless he had to really make Nightmare and then make Scream in between, or he had to make Nightmare 3 and then this movie at the same time. I don't know, maybe it's the same year. I know there was at least a third or fourth movie that might have came out this same year, or maybe in 87, I don't know. All I know is that maybe that could be the reason why it's a little iffy in the beginning, but it's not the biggest problem to me, because I really love this movie a lot. It's just, I think it's very interesting, and that maybe kind of gives it a little bit of personality and a little bit of charm and a little bit of that old, practical, old budget effect to it, which I think that fits, because there's a lot of practical effects that are definitely underappreciated in this film. And I think this movie is definitely underappreciated, and I definitely think this movie should get a little more love. So I am going to give The Serpent and the Rainbow, I am going to give it a solid A. Definitely probably my third or second favorite Wes Craven movie. If I had to rank, not necessarily Wes Craven movies, but if we were to compare, I'd say it's either definitely next to Nightmare on Elm Street, then this movie, then Scream, or Nightmare, Scream, then this movie. Either way, I'd say it's definitely one of his best movies. He's Wes Craven. The man almost can do no wrong. And plus, it's movies like this that he kind of just makes me miss him a little. And like I said, it's just a damn good movie. So, Serpent and the Rainbow. I hope you guys do check it out. And if you do, let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. We do awesome videos every day, every night, every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every day, every week. Share the video with your favorites, all the good stuff and more. Leave some suggestions in the comment section. You name it, I'll look into it as best as possible. For the rest of the month of October, leave some suggestions on any Halloween movies, any horror movies, anything spooky related, maybe a Halloween TV show, maybe a Halloween special, whatever it is, leave that down below. I'll take a look at them. There's going to be tons and lots of fun ideas for this month, and hopefully I get to share with them all for you this year. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.